Hey guys, I am Gabriel, chosen by God to be the guardian of light and truth, here on the channel, The Awakening of the Chosen. Today, I start a discussion on a subject that is not only important, but fundamental to the spiritual growth of all of you. At this very important moment, we are facing the great final challenge, an occasion that will determine our readiness for a greater purpose. We are much more than simple travelers in this life. We are being led to fulfill something grand and divine. This message goes beyond the usual and invites us to remember our divine essence, as well as all the wisdom we acquire throughout our trajectories. Let me make a bold promise. What I will share with you is a real key to transformation. Ignoring this would be like closing our eyes to an extraordinary chance, as if we were rejecting the call of God Himself. Each word here is an invitation to your spiritual awakening, essential for you. Chosen. Identify and embrace your true purpose. What is to come is very important. It is something that was chosen by God. Ignoring this message is like refusing a warning from the Creator Himself. To understand the moment we are living, it is necessary to be totally present. The urgency is evident. How can we fail in such an important test before God's eyes? Every second is now precious, and it is essential to feel the depth of this call with the heart. Never forget, every action echoes in eternity. This phrase is a delicate invitation for you to show your commitment and join the divine mission entrusted to us. It is not necessary to request directly, as the life of a chosen person continually reflects his connection with the divine. I would like to suggest that each like here goes beyond a simple reaction. It is a way of recognizing God's presence in this message, an indication that you are paying attention and accepting the divine guidelines that have been brought today. Ignoring this simple act would be like refusing your own message that divine wanted to pass on to you. Please do not go before you finish reading this message. Leaving now would be like crossing a desert and refusing the water jug that is right ahead. Each word is chosen very carefully, and with every passing second, you take a step toward your spiritual transformation. Realize the importance and intensity of the plans that the universe has for your life. I would like you to stop to think calmly about your trajectory. This is not just another way. It is a sacred land that we must follow. Prepare your hands and hearts to welcome the insights that are on their way, for they will guide you to your divine essence and the purpose you were intended to fulfill. This is your chance to deliver yourself completely to what it is to be truly a chosen from God. Selected by God, what we will discuss now is nothing less than the soul of all its spiritual trajectory. The final test, which appears as a fundamental phenomenon, an indispensable pillar on the way towards the divine. This is not just a rite of passage. It is the essential energy that purifies, transforms, and raises those seeking genuine alignment with the highest purposes. At this very important moment, we are accessing the heart of our spiritual journey, where each challenge turns into a chance of spiritual rebirth. I speak with the urgency that the very essence of the universe awakens, using words that echo the wisdom of our experiences. What we are dealing with here requires not only attention, but also a full conscience and an open heart. Disregarding this revelation would be to remain attached to the invisible currents of a cycle of paralysis. The urgency to act is more intense than ever. Allow me to say for sure, understanding and embracing this moment is the turning point that will change your entire spiritual walk. The universe, with its beautiful cosmic symphony, sends us a clear sign, a vibrant truth, inviting you to awaken to your true essence. This is the decisive moment that distinguishes the awareness from darkness, from forgetfulness. Currently, every second is a valuable opportunity for spiritual growth. The opportunities for transformation are not waiting, and procrastinating in accepting this truth is to ignore the call that God so carefully puts in front of you. Seek shelter in the urgency of the present, aware that within you there is the strength necessary to overcome this difficulty and achieve the spiritual greatness that is to come. I relate this phenomenon to the tapestry of your life, where each thread symbolizes a challenge or an achievement. Remember situations where challenges brought growth, where tears became the support of a soul that sought light. This revelation is not just a knowledge to be discovered, but the only way to overcome the limitations of the material world that insistently tries to imprison us. Let's explain this phenomenon very clearly. Imagine a chrysalis that, in welcoming the difficulties of its transformation, becomes a butterfly that, for the first time, comes across the sky. You are the chrysalis, and your struggle and persistence form the cocoon that will prepare your wings. This knowledge is not only essential, it is the true key that will open the doors of your destination as a truly chosen person. Every aspect of this understanding prepares you for the greatness of a new tomorrow, based on the strength and courage of the present. Chosen by God, now it's time to dive deeper into the phenomenon that transforms our trajectory of change. This spiritual test is intensely revealed in the physical, emotional, and spiritual ways, acting with the accuracy of a cosmic symphony. Each of these dimensions builds the scenario for the evolution that we are intended to experience as authentic chosen. In the physical sphere, this test can manifest itself as a tiredness without explanation, in a body that folds under the weight of the energies that subtly unite the spirit to matter. A reminder that the body is more than just a temple. It is also a divine manifestation tool that invites us to overcome our physical limitations and to seek renewal, even in the most unlikely places. Emotionally, we are influenced by forces that, like tides, sometimes appear chaotic and sometimes quieter. These emotions, when intense, lead us to seek greater understanding of ourselves. The way boulders become precious stones reflects the process by which their emotions can be improved, shining in difficulties and revealing a valuable light. Spiritually, it is the place where the essence of the deepest transformation happens. In this place, the crickets of the world stop singing to make room for eternal music of the soul, which vibrates in perfect harmony with the divine. This dimension is the field where our steps are oriented by faith and our vision illuminates with the light of divine truth, just as Paul wrote to the Romans. And hope does not disappoint, because the love of God was poured into our hearts by the Spirit Holy. It seems that you have not sent a text, so I can transform. If you can share the text, I will be happy to help you. Energy awakening does not occur immediately. It develops over time until it reaches a consistent state of equilibrium. Like the endless cycle of the seasons, our spiritual growth happens in a dance between moments of darkness and clarity. Every step we take takes us closer to fulfillment and deeper understanding. Within us lies the promise that from the winter of the soul, the spring of revelations and objectives achieved will be born. Self-knowledge presents itself here as a light that guides us. Recognizing and understanding this change is essential to avoid stagnation. I would like to invite you to think about your past experiences and to wonder where your strength was built. It is in this sincere reflection that there is the secret to evolution. To explore the depths of this wisdom is to activate the transformative potential that many are afraid to access. The speed and dedication are fundamental in this process. Disregarding these aspects is living stuck in situations of disharmony. This is an invitation to all spiritual warriors, facing the unknown with courage and love. Each insight is an essential part that will help you build the beauty of your evolution, illuminating the path where each step shines like a lighthouse for others who are chosen. Allow this knowledge to permeate every part of your being, illuminating the trajectory that the future keeps and that Providence has prepared with so much affection for you. Chosen by God, as we continue to enter the depths of spiritual awakening and its integration over time, it is essential to understand that each transformation not only shapes us, but also raises us to new levels of consciousness and spiritual understanding. The balance we want is not a fixed destination, but a dynamic state of continuous renewal and connection to the divine. The journey of God's true chosen is like the clay being shaped by a potter, where each imperfection is delicately adjusted until a perfect form can emerge. This is the essence and experience of faith, where we discover how to soften our difficulties as we adjust to the divine planes that are shown to us. Impacting metaphors and analogies help us understand this walk. A good example of this is the Apostle Paul, who, in his letters, talks about the importance of setting aside the old self and dressing in a new identity that is centered on Christ. So we are always in search, transforming and purifying our being to connect even more to the divine light. On our journey, every learning we acquire becomes a tool that helps us discover the different layers of our being. The difficulties serve as a true learning school, while the achievements represent the milestones that remind us of how much we have already advanced. This process of self-knowledge is fundamental so that we do not fall into spiritual compliance, and so that we can, in fact, always increase our conscience. In this foundation of consciousness, there is a pressing need for commitment. Being chosen and feeling the need to incorporate these lessons is a way of escaping spiritual mediocrity and deeply plunging into a sea of infinite potential. The journey of spiritual warriors is to fight not in external battles, but within themselves, for it is in this space that our most significant transformations happen. Today, more than ever, it is essential to understand that being paralyzed is a waste of what we are. We are made to take flight. The responsibility is right in front of you. It is an invitation for you to break free, to welcome the greatness of what you can become. Each learning and insight you get goes beyond the simple accumulation of knowledge. It is the way you walk to reveal the fullness of your being, something that only those who are chosen by God can really achieve. Looking at this great picture, I hope you feel the transforming force before you. Your spiritual evolution is in your hands, ready to be shaped by the same Creator who brought to existence the primordial light. It is the time to raise and bring to light this divine reality, even more wonderful with each step we take together. Selected by God, let us deeply exploit the mechanisms and processes behind this imminent spiritual awakening. In its true essence, this process is a balanced union of the physical, emotional, and spiritual dimensions that contributes uniquely to its total integration and sublime transformation. In the physical sphere, the body, when adapting to the entry of spiritual energies, goes through a delicate reconfiguration. It is as if the earth harmonized with the heavens, realizing each small vibration as it feeds on the cosmos. Each cell in your body is influenced by the aura of your soul, which is always evolving, vibrating, according to the eternal laws of the universe that guide this transformation with divine accuracy. Emotionally, there is an interaction between memory and desire, a flow of feelings that is becoming clearer over time. Visualize the bustling seas of the Galilee that the apostles sailed alongside Jesus on their journey in search of knowledge and tranquility. Emotions have this power to imprison us and at the same time to set us free, challenging us to seek inner peace even in the worst storms. This inner peace begins to establish itself, forming the foundations for consistent and satisfactory emotional development. Spiritually, you are going through a moment of great transformation. The soul, as well as the resurrection of Christ, is invited to reborn with strength and brightness. This awakening is like a transformation full of layers, where even the slightest part of your faith connects with the universe, reflecting the promise of salvation and divine love. These mechanisms are truths that cannot be denied, as real as the Psalms that echo eternal hope in our hearts. To disregard these mechanisms is to remain attached to chaos and spiritual mediocrity. Master Jesus warned us about the importance of understanding things by stating, "Truth will set you free." Only by understanding and mastering these processes can you direct and channel your energy, reaching a lasting balance and true spiritual evolution. Notice the intensity that involves this understanding. Each acquired learning is not just a breakthrough, but a valuable chance of overcoming all the limitations that prevent you from achieving spiritual fullness. Each teaching is a brick that builds the special way out for you since very old times. Commit to incorporating this knowledge into your daily life, understanding the transformative dynamic that influences your growth. Be someone who can see beyond the horizon, who understands that the trajectory itself is both the path and the goal. The universe is waiting for its answer, ready to guide you with the wisdom that comes from eternity. Now is the time to welcome this invitation with an open mind and a determined heart. Elected by God, we will explore the mechanisms and processes that lead to the realization of the spiritual awakening to more depth, allowing each part of your life to harmonize with the divine purpose that has been defined for you. This harmony does not happen by chance, but it is like an orchestra, carefully governed by the inflexible laws of the universe. In the physical aspect, our body becomes a living cathedral, a true temple that houses high energies. When opening for this elevation, each cell vibrates like a harmonious verse in the Holy Scriptures. In Isaiah, we read that, "Those who await the Lord will renew their strength." Thus, each part of your being is revitalized with a divine purpose and energy. With regard to emotions, the transformation is similar to David's trajectory, which, in facing Goliath, managed to overcome his own insecurities and fears. Emotional challenges are the internal struggles we all face. When we can overcome them, we become part of a new life full of trust and tranquility. This process creates resilience in the essence of your being, promoting growth and harmony. Spiritually, his soul expands like the heavens that are touched by the prayer of Solomon, a true offer of wisdom to God. This reminds us that the Spirit is always being summoned to grow through his love and his grace, which illuminate excerpts that were once in the darkness. As it is recorded in Proverbs, "The fear of the Lord is the principle of wisdom." In this divine wisdom, the soul discovers its guide to eternity. I understand how essential it is to recognize the urgency of learning and incorporating these processes. Leaving aside this knowledge that is deeply linked to divine laws means being stuck in a cycle of confusion and lack of spiritual evolution. By adopting these processes, you will direct your energy to achieve a balance that not only transforms your interior, but also illuminates your way ahead. I encourage you, chosen, to commit. Imagine that the insights you are about to discover are like bridges that cross turbulent rivers. With every step you take, it symbolizes an act of faith and courage that can overcome the barriers you have created yourself, allowing new spiritual opportunities to reveal yourself to you. Be aware that with each piece of knowledge you incorporate, you free extraordinary potential, accessible only to those who have a pure heart and a firm determination to follow the path indicated by the divine call. Imagine how these processes connect, intensifying their evolution from a place of deep understanding and significant transformation. Immerse this cosmic dance with courage and care, knowing that every step you get even closer to the fate that the heavens have promised you forever. As someone chosen by God, I invite you to reflect on how the truths we are discovering manifest in your life. In this meaningful journey, we realize that the spiritual path often reveals itself in the experiences we live, showing how theories become concrete realities. Reflect on Job's resilience, whose trajectory resonates with the idea of trusting God fully, even in the most severe difficulties. Job, by stating, "Because I know that my Redeemer lives," makes us reflect that each difficulty is an opportunity to experience such an inner renaissance that transforms our essence. His challenges were not only physical, but also spiritual and emotional, reflecting the same intense transformation as us, as chosen, experienced. Also think of Moses, who led his people from slavery to freedom, crossing the Red Sea like herald of a new age. Just as Moses was a messenger of liberation, his self-discovery journey is guiding you from darkness to a light that really transforms. As is said in John 14:6, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." Our journey is in search of the same enlightenment and truth through devotion and revelation. Spiritual changes happen within us and also manifest in our daily interactions. The heart finds tranquility where there was before agitation. This new spiritual rebirth is similar to the sun that comes after a long night, bringing clarity, a renewed purpose, and a broader view of the many talents that the Eternal has placed in our spirit. Think about how it affects your daily life. By implementing this change, you can tune in to divine essence in your relationships, spreading love and understanding, where before conflicts and disagreements could once. It is an authorization from the universe so that you can express, through your actions, the wisdom you have already acquired. Think of that friend or relative who, when you realize your tranquility, seeks to understand where this serenity comes from. I would like to hear from you, chosen, about how your personal experience has been on this spiritual journey. Leave in the comments a story or life experience that can inspire other members of this community. Each account turns into a lighthouse, a light that guides those who are going through their own challenges of faith. Your trajectory and the teachings you have acquired may be the inspiration that someone else seeking answers needs to discover their own path, illuminated by the truth. Together, we created a vibrant tapestry of experiences, a mesh of wisdom and spirituality that goes beyond time and space. We are connected by these stories of change, this walk in search of the sacred. This idea must motivate us and remind us that we are not alone in this sacred journey. Selected by God, As we deepen our understanding of how these spiritual mechanisms manifest in practice, it is important to reflect on examples that are deeply connected with our own trajectories. Bible passages bring valuable concepts that help illustrate this sacred transformation. Let us remember Abraham, whose faith was proved to the point of almost sacrificing his son Isaac. He built the courage to face fear and uncertainty, seeking to understand how deep his confidence in God is. Just like everything that happens in our lives, our spiritual transformations ask us to set aside old paradigms and beliefs that limit us. In this way, we can renew and prepare to welcome the blessings that are coming. Let us also take into account the departure of the Israelites, which were led by Moses by the desert toward a promised land. This moment of testing, difficulties, and restarts represents the trajectory of the one who, by setting aside the submission to the ego, opens for a spiritual freedom that has no equal. Just as the Hebrews had to rely on divine protection, we are invited to surrender to the blessed flow of the universe. Spiritual changes bring real effects, both within us and our daily lives. Inside you, you will notice an increase in the sense of peace and stability instead of the chaos it was before. Your thoughts and feelings will reach a new balance, as well as a storm that, after its intensity, reveals clean skies and new possibilities. This peace makes you really present, opening a space for divine wisdom to be revealed. Their external relationships undergo change. By experiencing this renewal, you take love and understanding wherever you go, helping to heal ancient emotional wounds and create new spiritual connections that are healthy. Your radiant presence naturally makes others feel attracted to seek the truth and fullness you convey. If you feel comfortable, tell you a little about your experiences or share a life story in the comments. In doing so, you set a key connection with our community, offering motivation to those who are also walking this beautiful path. Each account is a vibrant testimony, a lighthouse of hope for those who, perhaps, are still a little back on the spiritual journey. We need each other on our joint journey toward light. Their discoveries, challenges, and achievements have the power to plant hope and inspiration in other people, enriching the spiritual tapestry we all share. Remember that you are not alone. We are all students and teachers from each other together in our incessant search for the sacred. As someone chosen by God, it is with great urgency and clarity that I come to share the essential practices for you to align your energy and seek the spiritual transformation that is intended for you. Pay attention, because this is not the time to hesitate, but to act firmly and confidence. For starters, do a deep meditation exercise. Turn this into a sacred ritual, a moment of tranquility where the mind connects with the heart. Dedicate a moment of your day, even if short, to connect with your inner peace, as this will allow you to hear the voice of the divine. With every breath you control, peace begins to fill the space that was previously occupied by restlessness, establishing a solid foundation for your spiritual growth. Include in its routine the practice of smoke and energy purifications. Use sacred herbs, such as sage or incense. Allow smoke to fill your environments, pushing your standing energies away and bringing a clean renewal to your life. Imagine your bales dissipating like the smoke that disperses in the air. Work self-control using breathing techniques. Find a calm place to sit down. Take a deep breath. Hold the air for a moment, and then slow it slowly. With each breath, you have the opportunity to start over and strengthen your internal fortress, which is always ready to face the forces that try to destabilize you. Currently, it is essential to be firm. Without these practices, you may end up keeping patterns that are not beneficial. Each of you, who was chosen, has a call to something bigger, and the decision not to act harms your spiritual growth. The freedom of the soul is within its reach, but it is necessary to act consciously and disciplined. Change is not something that will happen in the future. It happens now. Every action we take today is a solid step towards lasting wisdom and balance. Your trajectory is changed to every conscious decision you make here and now. Imagine yourself by adopting these practices in your routine. Visualize your serene mind, your emotions in balance, and your revitalized spirit. This is the state for which you are heading, and each practice is like a ladder that leads you beyond the limitations of the world. Feel inspired and choose wisely. Take what you have learned here and put it into practice without hesitation. With your attitude, you reinforce your commitment to your own awakening and deepen the spiritual purpose that is intended for you. Do not waste time, for the universe is waiting for its firm and energy attitude. Selected by God, we come to the end of this powerful moment of exchange. Today, we will profoundly exploit spiritual transformation, from the intense moment of awakening to reaching a state of balance that remains over time. Each phase of this path is an.
Have you ever stopped to wonder why, despite all your achievements, it feels like something essential is still missing? My name is Gabriel, and I've helped countless people like you discover the true spiritual power that resides within them. And today, I want to help you. If you feel like life is passing by while something important remains out of place, maybe it's time for an awakening. My audiobook, The Path of the Chosen, was created precisely for those who have reached this point. In this audiobook, I guide you to feel that enthusiasm for living in alignment with what truly matters, knowing that every step has meaning. Together, we'll transform your fears, traumas, and frustrations into powerful strengths that propel you to a new level of growth. Leave behind the feeling of spiritual isolation and find the peace of a true, constant connection with a greater energy that has always been by your side. Instead of fighting against what you feel, you'll learn to find purpose, serenity, and self-discovery to fill your inner world. This could be the beginning of a fuller, more meaningful life. I've seen it happen for so many others, and now it's your turn. Don't let this opportunity slip by. Click on the link pinned in the first comment and begin this journey with the Path of the Chosen. This is your chance to fill what's missing and finally live the life you deserve. I'll be waiting for you there.
Essential basis for your continuous growth, preparing it for the challenges and blessings that life, with all your wisdom, has kept for you. This route is lasting, revealing itself as a positive cycle of development and learning. I am very grateful that you are here, dedicating your time and energy to receive this special message. His participation is fundamental to the strengthening of our community in the channel The Spiritual Secret, which is a brotherhood of spiritual warriors dedicated to the constant search for light and the truth that comes from the Creator. I want to invite you to interact and celebrate your trajectory so far. Gratitude. It is an expression that carries a deep feeling of appreciation and recognition. It is a sincere way to show appreciation for something or someone who brought joy, help, or learning to our lives. When we say gratitude, we are not only recognizing what we receive, but also cultivating a positive attitude open to the experiences that surround us. Below, show that you have completed this video and that your trajectory is worthy in the sight of God. This small gesture demonstrates its commitment and leaves a lasting mark in our community. Let's pray together. May God enlighten your way and strengthen your spirit by guiding you on the journey of truth and transformation. Amen. May these words serve as a touch of inspiration and comfort for your life, making you constantly feel the presence of the divine. Remember that this video is just the beginning of a series of discoveries that will come around. There are many divine messages waiting for you, each full of wisdom and inspiration, ready to be welcomed. I encourage you to participate actively. Watching the next videos and interacting with our content not only strengthens our message, but also enriches our prayer network. Your participation is fundamental to define who you are, and each of your actions inspires us to pray for you and all who seek divine truth in your lives. Congratulations on having managed to get here. You are really a person chosen by God. Its trajectory is inspired by all of us. The courage you demonstrate is a light that guides others, showing the way to which we were affectionately called. Continue by my side, because your journey of transformation is a process that never ends. With each new video, we are surprised and we have a chance to reconnect with our divine essence. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you like the content, leave your like to show your support. Until then, and God, in His immense goodness and love, always be by your side.